One of my favorite things of doing the campus tour series, where we go through and get a win with every single team in the game, is that we use every offensive playbook in the game. So every once in a while, some are going to stand out above the others, and then we are going to be doing a little bit of a deep dive special video like this one right here featuring the North Dakota State Bison. We used this squad back in episode 5, and I absolutely loved their offense for a brand new team. You know, their first year in college football 27, about to start their first year in the FBS, week 0 game against Jacksonville State. Can't wait to see it. EA did North Dakota State a solid because this offensive playbook is insane. So we are just going to go through practice mode, look at the different formations, different things that I think are pretty interesting about this playbook and why I think it's actually potentially the best one we've used yet. In my opinion, it's right up there with Rutgers, right up there with Missouri. A lot of good things with this North Dakota State team. Rutgers, you know, we covered quite a bit in college football 26. We still might do an extra video on them here too. Missouri we already went over, but I really like the looks of this North Dakota State offense. So we'll just hop into practice mode here against James Madison and see what we got. We got some 2 tight end sets, we got some normal Y offsets, we got a bunch of bunch formations and some other things to go over here. So we will start with, we do have deuce close, but we don't have the good RPO in there, that read flat wheel one. But this wing slot offset, this 2 tight end set, I love the looks of. And right away, you see we have 3 shift plays. There's going to be a ton of these in the North Dakota State playbook. If you don't know what these are, it's just going to come out in a different formation, and it's going to be like if you use your right stick and have it shift from another formation, except these are actually just built into the play. So if we call shift a drive, just as an example, you'll see our 2 tight ends are over on the left, our halfbacks on the other side. We hit A to start this play. They are all going to go in motion and get back to their regular spots, and it's not going to auto snap. So you have them shift, then you can see how the defense adjusts to that shift and hot route your way around accordingly. So we'll go ahead and just snap it. We got B wide open right over the middle, nice and easy. Just a good way to kind of keep the defense a little bit off balance. They see a formation like this, they might overreact to it, set a macro or something like that. Then we have our guys shift, can kind of throw them off a little bit. So we have that shift drive, which looks like a fantastic just stock pass play, by the way. You have a shift toss, read option, then go down 1. We have 3 more shifts, a duo run, which I always love me a good duo run, a play action to work off of that duo, and shift mesh spot. And like I said, we will be seeing a ton of different shift plays throughout this North Dakota State playbook. But let's see what else we have in this wing slot offset, because overall I do think this is a very solid formation. Of course, you're going to want to have 2 good tight ends to run this. We don't have a ton of 2 tight end sets in here. It's not like Marshall, for example. But the more good tight ends you got, the better. PA double post, PA read, a lot of play actions and things that are going to kind of all work off of each other with that inside zone. Scissor smash, shallow mills, 2 very good just stock pass plays. I love the playbooks that have a ton of good just stock pass plays that we can take on the road with Stadium Pulse. We don't have to worry about it because we're not really hot routing or having to do a whole heck of a lot. So love the looks of this wing slot offset for North Dakota State. We got one more 2 tight end set here with wing slot weak. Nothing really, came out to me. We see more of the shift plays in here. You got a midline read option, which is nice. One thing we definitely noticed going through this playbook and why maybe it's not the best for North Dakota State, but for an ultimate team or a dynasty, is we do have a ton of designed quarterback runs. The Bison in this game don't have the fastest quarterback in the world, so if you do got a good quick quarterback, say you're UL Monroe in your online dynasty, might be worth checking out North Dakota State. So now we look at their normal Y-off week, and I think this is a really good looking formation here too. You got some more shift plays, including we do have the read flat wheel in this. We don't have it in deuce close, but we do have it in normal Y-off week, where again, we're just coming out. In this one, you come out in like a pistol trips type look, hit A, everybody's going to move around, your slot receiver on the right is going to go back over to the left, cause some confusion, cause some chaos for that defense, and then we'll have our little RPO read flat. Well, we're just going to keep that one as a run, take it up the gut there with number 7, take some good easy yards. I think with the shift, that RPO was good enough just as it is. If you have it just as a standard play, read flat wheel, fantastic RPO. With that shift motion, adding just a little extra flavor on top, really like the looks of that one. A nice inside cross pass play. We're going to see a lot of mesh throughout this playbook too, which is definitely something we've noticed. And like any playbook review we've gone over, there's a ton of mesh in the game this year, which is great because that's one of the best concepts in the game, one of the best ones you can do. You have a wide receiver under, another great just quick hitting stock pass play, inside zone runs, power reads, again, more potential runs with your quarterback, shift quarterback power, more runs with your quarterback. So if you have a good mobile quarterback, this is going to make the playbook just that little bit better. But the normal Y-off week, very much like the looks of it. We have some more shift plays here, another 6 shift plays in normal Y-off week, outside zone, double slants, and seams double out. So then we have some wing trips formations, which these look fine. There was nothing that really jumped out at me throughout these next 3, the wing formations. You do have more shift plays, of course. This whole playbook is essentially built on shift plays, it seems like. Honestly, this RPO read flat wheel might be a little bit better because that one in normal Y-off week, it has your tight end starting from the right and then going to the left flat. And a lot of times he will get caught up like on the offensive line, defensive line. It's going to be really tough to throw one to him. But this time he's on the right. He's going to the right flat. It's going to make that a little bit easier. So the wing trips, shift RPO read flat wheel, probably going to be a better one. But yeah, more shift plays, PA flood, inside zones, more RPOs, fold read option. So like there's some decent stuff throughout these wing sets, but nothing that, like I said, nothing that really grabbed my attention too much. Then we get to their 3 variations of bunch, which all look really, really good. If you know me, you know I love bunch strong offset. Now we are missing the flood pass play in here, but we have corner strike, we have dagger. That's enough. That'll do. Flood is probably the best bomb pass play you can get out of bunch strong offset, but as long as we have dagger and corner strike, we will be all right. Running the ball wise, we have a QB crack sweep, which this is another one. I think this run is really, really good if you have a fast enough quarterback. This is in the Missouri offense as well, so I was kind of testing out their bunch strong offset with a few different teams I was potentially going to take for our online dynasty. Ended up with Western Kentucky, the Hilltoppers. We should actually be having our first video is definitely up by now with Western Kentucky. We should have our first user game coming up here shortly. I was testing out this crack sweep with both New Mexico and UL Monroe because I was kind of expecting to get one of those 2 teams. And with that 90 speed quarterback New Mexico has, Luke Moga, crack sweep was incredible. So I think if you have a fast quarterback, try out that QB crack sweep. Ton of potential there. Worked, kind of similar idea with a pin pull toss, especially if you get them in a kind of condensed defense, a double mug, a 6-1, something like that, where they have a lot of guys in the box. Take one outside. The crack sweep worked unbelievably. But it wouldn't be a good gun bunch strong offset without duo. One of my favorite runs in the entire game, duo out of gun bunch strong offset. That motion inside zone is kind of nice because that's your tight end motioning over to the left to become an extra blocker for you. So a very solid bunch strong offset we got here with the Bison. Then we have some bunch strong nasty, of course, with some more shift plays. Now what's nice, the shift halfback trail, that's your tight end going on that flat. Great against man coverage. A lot of people running man coverage in college football 27 right now. Quick ones to the flat from your tight end or even your halfback can do very, very well against a lot of different man looks. But you have the shift off tackle, mesh flat spot, more mesh, of course, to mix in with some of the different shift motions. You have a dagger concept out of here. What's kind of nice about the bunch strong nasty compared to bunch strong offset is look where number 18 is lined up. In strong offset, he's way off to the left. In strong nasty, he's much closer to your offensive line. So having him on a fade or a streak like he is in dagger can find a lot of soft spots against a lot of zone coverages when he's closer to the line like that. Like it's almost an automatic cover 3 beater just from where he is lined up. So that is a big benefit of the bunch strong nasty that we got here with the Bison. You got more mesh, you got the PA bunch shot, and a good RPO in here. That's another thing kind of missing from their bunch strong offset is having that RPO, but we have it in bunch strong nasty. More shift plays, a shift RPO, a shift pin pull toss. That PA over double post looks pretty interesting. We have that quick flat route to our tight end against man coverage and just a lot of man beating routes on that field. This combined with that bunch strong offset, we've got pretty much everything we need out of bunch, but we're not even done yet here with North Dakota State and their bunch offense because we have some bunch X nasty. And a new thing they've added to the game this year is this route our halfback is on mesh traffic. He's actually starting on one side and going to the flat on the opposite side without a play action. I know that was a thing in the game last year, but you had to have that play action. Now with plays like mesh traffic, great again against man coverage, because you assume he's gonna be lined up by one of the manned up by one of the linebackers over the middle there. A lot of traffic going on over the middle of the field. He gets caught up. Running back gets that flat. Nice easy yards for us. And we see again a quick tight end flat there with a mesh tight end flat. An awful fitting name there. Some more mesh with mesh spot and a built-in QB sweep. So this one is kind of interesting because it's actually your center kind of snaps and then pulls out over to the left there. Your wide receiver out on the left is essentially doing a crack back block. The blocking on that can be pretty hit or miss. It's not bad, but it's all right. Deep flood and drive halfback under. You do want to hot route a couple things on that drive halfback under. Maybe you could just throw like a drag on your tight end and a streak or a corner route over on B, because there's a lot going on in one area of the field there with that one. But why a lot of people like Bunch X Nasty, it is for those halfback flat routes. We saw the one in mesh traffic going over to the right, but then this one in whip a double spot, he's going to be going out to the left, but that's a very quick flat route he goes on. So it's still much like those tight end flat routes. They can still get ahead of man coverage and find themselves open in the flat quite a bit. So it's nice to have, and we have it here with return mesh spot too. Nice to have that halfback flat going to the left and going to the right all in one formation there. So the three different variations of bunch, I mean, that definitely helps this playbook stand out a little above the rest before even getting to what we talked about already and what is still left in this offensive playbook, because we still got some good things in here. Going to tight Y off. Love the looks of this formation. More shift plays, of course, more shift mesh. That shift flood drive is really nice. Sneaky little slip screen. The screens seem, I don't know. I've never been a big screen pass guy, so I can't say for sure if they're better this year or not, but just from how blocking is, I gotta imagine they're pretty gosh dang good. But yeah, elsewhere in this tight Y off, you have a good inside zone, 0-1 trap, another one of my favorite runs, duo and 0-1 trap. We could just run those for an entire game. And actually those new ISO Y insert runs, which I don't remember if we have in this playbook or not, but I guess we will find out. More mesh, more play action, tight end corner, fantastic stock pass play here. Again, going to be really good against man coverage. Both of those corner routes, the built-in return routes do really, really well against man. For whatever reason, if you hot route a return route, it seems to run a lot stupider. And they have a harder time getting open versus plays that have it built in, like in tight end corner. You have kind of a speed out kind of route over on B and a Texas route on your halfback. All things that have good chances to beat man coverage. So overall, from what we've seen here, I think this North Dakota State playbook is the best one that I've tried yet against man coverage specifically. With the different auto shifts, with the different just stock pass plays like tight end corner, you have a lot of ways to be able to beat man coverage, which has certainly been the meta to start college football 27. We'll see. So this is coming out Friday. I think there's supposed to be a patch that's coming out on Thursday. I'm recording this on Monday, so who the heck knows. But we'll see if any sort of patch is going to change the meta, if it's going to tune down man coverage just a little bit. But if it doesn't, try out this North Dakota State playbook, especially with some of those outside runs that we have too, that we can pop some big plays there. So that's tight Y off, spread Y slot, some more shift plays, all go, halfback draw, seams double out, which if you're going against somebody calling some hard flats or even like a cover 4, those not little, they're like 10-yard out routes can do really, really well against those. And against cover 3, having those seam streaks, a fantastic idea. Deep tight end attack, post trail, a lot of, again, just really good stock pass plays here in North Dakota State. Z shallow wheel routes might be back. They were horrible against man coverage in college football 26. They were really good in 25. They seem pretty dang solid here in 27. Again, our problem with this one is I do believe that is our tight end in that slot. So you do want a fast tight end to be able to take advantage if it is some man coverage, have him win on that wheel route. Levels, Y stick, just a lot of good like kind of air raid plays in here. Ways to get the ball out quick. The cross dig, sprint, I'm not big on the auto rollout plays. Anything with sprint in it or dash, not for me, but a really nice looking spread Y slot here as well. Then we have some spread Y flex weak, some built-in auto motion between these 3 plays, another little slip screen out there, some more auto motion between these 3 plays. Then we get 3 without it. You still get an inside zone, you get some play action in there. I think the spread Y slot looks a lot better than spread Y flex weak. Then we get to their two trip sets here, a little trips tight end with some more built-in shifts with North Dakota State. The PA boot looks really nice. You get the read option and a bash option in there. Trips tight end, always been one of the best formations in the college football games, is going to be again. You have the really good RPO in there. You have the shallow cross, the verticals, the speed option. China Y post, more ways to beat man coverage here. Curl flat, unbelievable, just stock pass play. Again, you got the corner route on your tight end, kind of a weird Texas route on your halfback. You might want to put him on just a more standard Texas route. And then post routes against man coverage are unbelievable. They are so good this year. I don't know if it's because more people are doing different shading, like trying to shade outside or something, but post routes, we've had great success with post routes against man coverage. Then again, talk about just great stock pass plays. Comeback, Y, angle, post. We have that seam streak coming from B, a quick drag from our outside slot receiver, the comeback all the way on the outside, and our halfback again going to that opposite flat. Give you options of where to go, whether your opponent's in man or zone. Fantastic stock pass play and some more designed quarterback runs. Again, why I think maybe this playbook is a little bit better. Like if you just want to go through and win enough games with North Dakota State, unlock this playbook, use it with like a Texas A&M and Oklahoma, Ole Miss, somebody with one of those faster quarterbacks in the game, I'd be all for it. I would be 100% all for it. And that is something I'm going to try to do more here in College Football 27. Last night we should have had a stream. I'm hoping we did, trying to go through and unlock the Rice offensive playbook. What's nice about that, it's only 10 wins to get that. I'm not sure what North Dakota State is, but it is different team by team. I think the most I saw was 50 for Ohio State, something like that. But Rice is only 10. North Dakota State's probably not a ton. And then you can use that offensive playbook with whatever team you want in Road to the College Football Playoff. A fun little wrinkle they added this year. I like that better than just letting people pick their team in their playbook. At least make them go through and at least make them earn it. I'm on board with that. So anyway, back to the point at hand here with North Dakota State. Trey open halfback strong, our last trips formation here. Scissors, again, that nice quick flat our halfback is on, the scissors concept on the right, and then kind of a really sneaky little underneath in route coming from our outside wide receiver. The user's probably going to be flying over to the right because he sees everything going on over there. Going to open up some space over the middle of the field for you. Kind of the same thing with Z under seams. User, if he's on the right, is going to have to respect that seam streak A is on, going to open up that underneath in route that B is on. And if you're really feeling nasty, you do have a QB RPO in this one with the Trey open, Trey open halfback strong, RPO, QB alert draw. Do it the same way we did with Michigan, same way we did one with Marshall. Just put a streak over there on Y. Because some RPOs you can hot route and some RPOs you can't. This one you can. It is still our tight end, which isn't great, but they all just bite down, so we can just throw it to our tight end. Nice and easy. I've said before, and I will say again, I disagree with being able to hot route RPOs. I do not think that should be a thing in this game. But if it is, every once in a while, if we're feeling cheeky, we will bust it out. Just have a little bit of fun with it. Then we do have an empty base flex. So it's 3 receivers to the right, 2 over to the left. Some good enough looking stock pass plays here with a Y corner level switch. That red zone up looks interesting because it's almost setting up like that Y corner, but then that RB receiver actually turns and goes upfield. So it's called red zone up. If they're in like a shaded down Tampa 2, which a lot of people like to do in the red zone, once that RB route turns upfield, I actually like the looks of that quite a bit. So that is the shotgun of North Dakota State. Just a little bit of everything in here. Some good 2 tight end stuff, some really good bunch, some other more off meta with the spread, the tight Y off, the trips formations look nice, the empty formation looks nice. There's just a lot to like with this North Dakota State offense. And you do have some heavier sets here in pistol, deuce close, wing slot, and wing tight. You get heavy, run the ball with how good pistol runs are, at least before whatever patch they're about to do. Nice to have some heavy pistol sets. Then we have some single back in here too, where we also have that wing flex close that we saw with Illinois. Really like this single back formation. Now we don't have the tight ends that Illinois has, but that drive Y corner is a fantastic pass play. You have the inside run with dive, an outside run with a stretch, an inside run to the left with a zone weak, different jet motions, a lot of different things to like. Single back wing flex close. A really nice formation. So, and then you do have some bunch nasty here too with the verticals, power O. I mean, it looks fine. Like the PA cross looks good. You got some more runs in here, so the bunch X nasty might be worth trying out here too. I form, you have I form close and I form tight and I form wing over for when you really want to get heavy and just pound the rock. You can here with the Bison and some strong I. And this is really why North Dakota State's one of my favorite playbooks that we've seen so far, because you can play however you want to play all from one playbook. That's what I've always liked in 25 and 26, why I always liked Notre Dame, why I liked Michigan so much last year, which is now essentially Missouri's playbook. And if you want to run the ball, you certainly can. And what's nice about this one, we have all these heavy sets. If you really want to run the ball down in the red zone, you can do that out of the single back I form, strong I, pistol. Even some of the shotgun stuff, you have the 3 tight end with wing tight Z. You can pound this rock with North Dakota State if you want to, or if you want to drop back and pass, you have 3 different versions of bunch that all look good. The tight Y off, the spreads, the trips tight end. Whether you want to run, whether you want to pass, however you want to play offense, you can do it with North Dakota State. That's what I love in a playbook, and that's why I like this Bison playbook so gosh dang much. Let me know if you guys have tried out North Dakota State. What do you think about it? I'm obviously a big fan of it. What do you think North Dakota State's going to do in real life this year in the Mountain West? A watered down Mountain West compared to how it was in years past, since so many of the teams went to the Pac-12. I don't know. I'm not going to pick them to win the Mountain West, but I wouldn't be shocked if they finish up in the top 4 somewhere. There's still some good teams in that conference. It's not going to be easy sledding, but I think this North Dakota State team's going to be pretty gosh dang good, but only time will tell. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this one. Like every Friday is typically going to be like a playbook review, something a little bit different, maybe a game from our streams, a little break from campus tour. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this one. I think I said that already. I will see you guys next time. Until then, take it easy.